and the environment, not only locally and nationally, but internationally. And then many of us know her now and partner with her now in her work at Allstate, where she oversees and manages Allstate's $6 million hometown philanthropy fund. She has developed expertise and lasting impact in economic development, in creating communities and supporting communities that have long been ignored and divested and disenfranchised. As I said, it's not just an impact that we all feel today. The work that Cheryl has done throughout her career will reverberate for generations. And it's also something that is ingrained in the Cooke family. I had the pleasure of working with her sister Allison when I was chair of the Civil Rights Commission under President Obama in Washington, D.C., and collaborated with her when she was on the Hill. And she also served here in Chicago at the Chicago Public Schools, and like Cheryl, was involved in philanthropy. So we in the Latino community value family engagement in community service, whether it's the Castillo family or the Tortolero family or the Castros or the Cookes. So she is also giving of her time. She volunteers on boards, whether it's the Puerto Rican Arts Alliance, whether it's the North Lawndale Employment Network or the Court Theater, among others. We know her as a philanthropist, as a donor, as a grantor, but every one of us in this room is proud and honored to call her a friend. I'd like to invite Cheryl up here to accept and support.
It is a privilege to be here today and to be accounted among the other Sor Juana awardees, all of whom I greatly admire. And I would like to thank my cousin, Judge Maura Johnson, my friends, my colleagues from Allstate, who came here today to support me. I can tell you right now, we're all in good hands. Sor Juana's story especially resonates with me. My mother was cut from the same cloth. Like Sor Juana, she let nothing stand in her way, especially in the way of her education. She grew up in Mobile, Alabama, where movie houses, stores, restaurants, schools, public bathrooms, and public water fountains were all segregated. And still, she graduated at the top of her high school class and fought hard to get her higher education. Since African Americans were not allowed to attend the University of Alabama, she hopped on a segregated train from Mobile in 1950 to attend Loyola University in a cold foreign city called Chicago. Her commitment to education further led her to become, like Sor Juana, a teacher, and she began her career in the late 1950s when the Chicago Public Schools finally hired African American women to teach. Like Sor Juana, my mother was also involved in fighting for the rights of others. Her experiences growing up Black in the segregated Deep South led her to march with Dr. King and other civil rights leaders on many occasions, accompanied by my sister Cavan and me. Although very young at the time, and I mean very young, I wanted to help others too, and I found that I could do that through philanthropy. I feel incredibly fortunate to have been in a field that I loved for decades and have had the opportunity to play even a small role in bettering the many diverse ethnic neighborhoods and communities that call Chicago home. Especially the city's most vibrant community, the Hispanic community, of which the National Museum of Mexican Fine Art is such an important part. Over the course of my almost 25 years career in philanthropy, and I was surprised when I added this up, I've had the privilege of playing a direct or indirect role in the distribution of more than $75 million given to hundreds of nonprofit and community-based organizations located mostly in my hometown of Chicago. But any dollar amount or number pales in comparison to the many talented women I've had the pleasure of meeting and working with over the years, like the people who are in this room. Together, each of us, in our own special way, we can all make a difference. And I'm especially lucky to have worked at Allstate for the last 10 years, a company that has made a firm commitment to giving back. Before I finish, I want to thank all of you for this amazing recognition. Thank you.
Cheryl, congratulations and thank you for all the work that you do. The National Museum of Mexican Art has honored many